Welcome back to the channel, everyone. As you can tell by the title, today I'll be whipping up some curry chicken, some Jamaican curry chicken. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. So for the seasonings, we'll be using today some onions. These aren't diced, they're just chopped onions. Some tomatoes. Not everybody uses tomatoes in ketchup. Why me talk foolishness? Not everybody uses tomato in curry, but I do. I have some chopped carrots, some chopped Irish over here, some peppers. Now with the peppers, people, I'm telling you before, I'm gonna tell you again, if you don't have a tolerance to heat or to pepper, do not use it. Now, I personally have a very high tolerance for pepper. I love pepper, especially now that I'm doing curry. I'm going to use a lot of pepper. I cook with a lot of pepper. The persons in my household love pepper, so I'm able to do it. But if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Don't use pepper. But if you can, then use it as you like. If you can only bear one, you bear one. So along with that, I have some thyme. You don't really do nothing to the thyme, just wash it. And then I have some scallion. All I did with the scallion was to just mash it like this to release the flavor when it's cooking. So yeah, those are what I'll be using today. Or I also have some cloves. You can use pimento as well, but I don't have any pimento, so I'm using cloves. The cloves have a really nice flavor. They add a really nice flavor to the dish. Similar to pimento, you don't want to put too much because they don't really taste that good. When you actually get one in your mouth and chew one, they don't taste that good. So don't use too much cloves or pimento. You can also use ginger, but I don't have any ginger right now, so I'm gonna use what I have. But if you have ginger, use ginger. Right, also for the powder seasonings, I'll be using Maggi all-purpose and Maggi chicken flavor, Maggi chicken seasoning and Maggi all-purpose seasoning. Yeah, right. So I'm gonna get into it. I'll be right back. So this is this is the chicken that I'll be using. As you can see, it's not yet cut up, so I'm going to clean it up, wash it up with some lime and some vinegar. So after more wash it up, cut it up, and then I'll be back. So catch you on the other side. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so there you have it. The chicken is cleaned up, cut up, washed up. Me personally, I don't really like my curry chicken to be like really small pieces. So if you notice, like this piece and this piece right here are very large, that is how I like my curry chicken. Do it how you like it personally. If you like smaller chunks, smaller pieces, then you cut it up smaller. If you like bigger pieces like myself, then you do it like that. But it's really up to preference. So now I'm going to add the seasonings. So for me, first I add the powder seasoning. So I'm going to go in with the all-purpose first, and as I said, you don't really have like a measurement for the powder seasoning. You just do it until a vessel if a stop. Or if you really want a measurement, you can just put on the seasoning until the top part of the chicken is fully covered with the seasoning. That is a good measurement, so you know that at least each part of the chicken or most of the chicken will get some amount of seasoning. So that's it for the all-purpose. Now I'm going in with the chicken seasoning, the powder seasoning. Right, so if you notice, I'm not using any salt. I don't use added salt because the powder seasonings, they already have a good amount of MSG salt in them, so I don't use added salt. That's just me. If you want to add more salt, you can. So that's it for the powdered seasoning. For the natural seasonings, you can just throw everything in there all at once, and then just mix everything together, rub it up, you know, all of that. Put your hand in there and rub it up, rub it up, rub it up, and get the seasoning and everything on all the chicken parts, all the chicken pieces. Ensure that the powder seasoning is evenly distributed on all pieces of the chicken. And then after that, you'll want to, maybe if you have the time, you want to leave the chicken to rest a bit. If you notice, I haven't put any curry on the chicken. You can, I do put a little bit of curry on the actual chicken before, but what I do, I put the oil in the pot and then I put the curry and allow it to burn, and then I throw in the chicken. You can put a little bit of curry. I'll decide if I want to put some curry on it or if I'll just burn the curry in the pot and take it from there. I'll probably just burn the curry in the pot and use it instead of putting the curry directly on the chicken. And that's the best way to do it. It gives it a better flavor and it adds color to the chicken. So this is everything all mixed together. It doesn't have a lot of color yet. As I said, when you burn the curry, it will add a lot of color. Depending on how it looks after I burn the curry, I will add some browning. You can add browning to your curry, people. Just don't add too much where the browning overpowers the color of the curry. So like persons will have to wonder whether it's curry or if it's stew chicken. You just add a generous amount to give it a little color, but not too much. But as I said, if you're burning the curry, you won't need to add any browning, because when you burn the curry, that gives it a nice little, you know, nice little curry color, make I call it. So yeah, so as you can see, I've added the oil to the pot, right? Some persons don't really use oil when they're doing curry chicken. I add a little oil. As you can see, it's not much, but after this I'll be adding my curry to the pot. As I told you, I'm going to add the curry now to let it burn, give it that nice flavor, that nice color. So this is the curry that I'll be using. Is quality, genuine quality curry powder. Like if you're Jamaican, you know this pack of curry. So you just add it to it. Once your pot is hot, I'm going to use all of it. And just let it sit. You can stir it a bit and just watch it until it is burnt. So this is how you kind of want the curry to look when you're burning it. I'm not going to let it burn anymore. I'm going to add the chicken to it now. So when I say burn it, you don't want it black, but you want where the curry has a little color to it, that it provides color for the chicken, a nice rich color. So this is it. You know, it looks this way because of the oil that was in the pot as well. But this is a nice burnt curry. You know, it's probably burning too much, so I'm going to add the chicken now. So this is how it's looking. When it gets to this point, do not add any additional water to it. What you want to do is turn down the heat a little bit and cover it, and it will generate its own water. Don't add any more water to it. Now the curry is under the bottom. Once it has generated enough water, once you start to stir it, then you'll start to see the curry color on it. So just turn it down a little bit to medium-low heat or medium heat. Cover it and let it generate some water. Check it back in about 5 minutes or so, and then you stir it so you know so that the color can get on all the pieces of the chicken. So once I've reached to that point, I'll come back and show you how it looks. So this is how, check this passing. So this is how we're looking now, people. As you can see, we're definitely getting that curry color. nice and pretty color that we're looking for. Right, so all we're going to do now is allow it. As you can see, as I told you, it will generate its own water. You can see the amount of water that has generated in it, and I didn't put any additional water in it. So yes, don't add additional water to it, just cover it, let it cook up for about 5 minutes or so. When you come back, it will have as much water as is needed. Now possibly you'll have to add more water to the pot if it dries out or something. So what you're going to do, the dish that you seasoned up the chicken in, don't wash it out. We'll catch the water in that same dish and throw it on the chicken, put it on the chicken with all of those seasonings and all of that goodness. Right, so don't wash out the dish that you season up the chicken in. Let it stay so it can get all of that seasoning that is already in the dish to put back in the chicken with the water that we need. So this is how we're looking now, people. I did go ahead and add some amount of water to the pot along with the water that it already did, the pot did generate itself, and this is how we're looking. So right now I have the stove on medium heat. I'm going to turn it down a little bit and allow it to just cook and cook and then simmer down until it's ready. That will take about 10 to 15 minutes thereabouts, but as you go along you can look on it, check it, maybe taste a bit to see if it is where you want it to be based on your likings, your preference. You can taste to see if it has enough seasoning. I don't use salt, but maybe if you want you can add some salt, or I don't know, but for me how it is now is good. So I'm just going to turn down the heat a bit and allow it to simmer down, cook until it's ready, and I'll catch you back when that is done. So after about 10 to 15 minutes, this is how we are looking. It still needs to simmer down a bit. As you can see, these white bubbles right here, it means that there's still a good amount of water in the pot. So I'm going to give it about 10 more minutes to simmer down on medium heat. So this is how it's looking now. You can see that the gravy is really thick. We're not seeing little white bubbles anymore. So that means that most of the water is out. The gravy is really thick. So at this point you can turn off the stove. So this is the final product. Get into it. The gravy is very thick and nice, not too runny. That is how we want it. And you see the carrot and a little bit of Irish is not too cooked out. We'll have it with a little rice and peas Sunday Monday. If you don't know what Sunday Monday is leftovers from Sunday that we eat on Monday, and that is how we do it in Jamaica if you don't know. So yeah, this is it. This is the final product. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. Thanks for watching.